Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast dedicated to helping you discover great wines with great value for every occasion. I am Joel, and you are listening to the best damn wine show out there. And as always, I'm joined by Aaron and Colin. Gentlemen, this is week 2 of 3 of our Sexy Bottle Challenge. As a reminder, we challenged ourselves in February. We got to find the best intersection of sexy bottle, whatever that means, and good wine. So
I didn't think we were going to do anymore. I think I nailed it last week, and we were done.
Yeah. Well, you nailed the good wine part. I'll give you that. I nailed the good wine part. But the sexy
true.
part had more of a grandma vibe going on than
I think it was romantic.
Sexy vibe.
It was romantic. It was a romantic bottle. It was a romantic bottle. It was a nice
That's
bottle.
a stretch. I see what you're going for. I thought about it more. I see what you're going for, but that's such a stretch. I cannot give it to you. I'm sorry.
It was a romantic bottle.
There's trees and a river.
Yeah. It's like the portrait you would see on the wall behind you at the nice Italian restaurant that you're going to.
Listen,
Okay,
I appreciate more
He's
than
still
anything
trying to
else. You're
sell
still
it.
trying to sell this a week later.
I've been thinking about this for a week.
This is not your week.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
Go on.
You have not made it any better, but I appreciate the attempt.
I am sure in the end I'm gonna average out to a win. I don't think the bottle was that bad, and I think the wine was that good. I'm confident I'm gonna average out where I need to be.
Okay. Maintain that confidence while
Gonna try.
we get into our week 2 bottle of wine. So today's bottle of wine was chosen by Colin. So
That's right.
Colin, walk us through it. What do you bring in to this challenge of sexiest and best wine?
That's right. So tonight we are drinking the Delta Estate Identity Vineyard Sauvignon Blanc from Dillons Point in Marlborough, New Zealand. This is the 2024 vintage. It's 12.5% ABV, and you can get this one for about $25. And why did I pick it?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but when I'm feeling sexy and I'm going out on a night on the town,
Yes.
Go
I
on.
put on a little black dress, with some nice
What?
gold.
No,
Go on.
let him cook.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes, maybe some nice earrings.
Okay.
I like to show off my curves.
Okay.
And, I think this bottle really encompasses that sexiness. It's nice
Yeah.
and black. It's got the gold. We're looking at a topographic map, so it has the curves
Yeah.
built right into it. So I feel like this just kind of copied my sexy vibe when I'm going out on a night on the town. So that's how we ended up here.
I'm going to need a minute to formulate my thoughts on that one.
I'm gonna need a minute to remove the image of Colin in a sexy black dress with his gold earrings and his curves from my head.
That's not even the part that's
keep it
throwing
for a
me the
minute.
most. I saw this label and I was like, "Oh, this is definitely a sexier label." And I thought, it's got the black and the gold. It's like a very nice, elegant view. I
Right.
was not anticipating the direction you were going to be coming from on that. So I'm a little thrown, but also I hear it and I'm willing to go along for this ride.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Let's you know what? I don't think there's anything else we can do other than just go ahead and give this wine a try.
Hold on. There was a heavy critique of my bottle. Hold on a minute. Hold
Sorry.
on a minute. I'm gonna say this. I get where you're going at. I do agree. I think black and gold does have a sexy vibe to the colors, and I couldn't help but notice when you were initially going for like, hey, do you have these bottles available? You sent us a list of 10 black and gold bottles.
They all looked about the same.
Yeah, that is your type. Yeah. I will say I think the picture of this online was a little bit sexier than the bottle in person. I'm gonna say I was hoping for a little more character to the bottle. It is entirely on the label. There's not much going on with the glass itself. I was looking for a little more going
Like
on.
an etching?
Neither do yours.
What do you
maybe
want?
some etching.
Yeah.
Mine had a nice little etch in the glass. I just want to point out.
Okay.
You know what I'm just saying?
Okay.
Okay. Didn't even notice.
A little bit more.
Me neither.
This just seems a little basic to me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Just black and gold.
Okay.
That's all it is. Just a black and gold design.
Wow. All right.
That's all
Sure.
it is. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-
It's just a black and gold bottle of wine.
Listen,
I mean,
that's
sure.
it. They hand these out on New Year's.
Well, a time when people are looking sexy in their little black dresses.
Oh,
Am
you
I wrong?
just gave him.
No,
You
totally.
just set it up and he spiked it down right there. That was yeah.
Yeah.
All right, listen, guys. Let's put that to the side for a moment because there's a lot to break down in this one. We're so far from our review. We got to try this thing. Remember, it's not just the sexy bottle, which we'll see where we land on that one. It's also the quality of wine. So, Colin, tell us why you think the wine might be worthy of the sexiest and best bottle of wine achievement.
So for the best section, we've talked about that the more specific you get with region and sub-region, the better the potential quality could be. Now, of course, it's not a rule because there's always in wine something that's going to break the rule. But so this is from Dillons.
Kind of the bad boy of wine.
Joel's a rule breaker, baby.
Kind of the bad boy. I'm kind of carving out that niche, you know.
That's what the people are saying online, anyway.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah, so, this is from Marlborough, New Zealand, which is known for their Sauvignon Blanc, and this is actually from Dillons Point in Marlborough. So it takes that extra step into the sub-region, and then they also actually marked the vineyard identity point. So, not only do you have the region, you have the sub-region, but you actually have the vineyard where these were grown. So my thought was, with that level of specificity, I figured, this might be a great bottle of wine.
Okay, I think we're there. Let's go ahead. Let's open this thing up. Let's see what we got and see if you're right, Colin.
Okay.
Tastes like wine.
All right, well, we've got it open. I'm going to swirl it around a little bit here. Ooh, smells like you might be onto something here, but I'll open it up to you guys. I'll go to you first, Aaron. What are you getting on the nose?
Yeah, definitely, I'll say one of those places I think I've grown a lot is getting those regional kind of sense, those regional memories, and definitely has that New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc smell to it. Definitely got that grassiness and that citrus that you get in New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc right off the bat.
100%. Yeah, and there's citrus, but there's also some tropical fruit notes in there too.
Totally.
I think there's some passion fruit, which is one that you find all the time on New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. There's a little bit of that grapefruit, which is really nice. There's a lot actually in here. Usually, I know Sauvignon Blancs, some of the ones we've had in the past, have been kind of, they've been this profile, but they've been very simple. There's a lot of depth here. Joel, I'd love to hear what you have to say.
I think you called it. I like the grassiness that you said, Aaron. I like the tropical fruit that you said, Colin. I'll add just like a minerality kind of essence 100%. In there for sure.
For sure.
But no, and like you said, just like a lot. Like when I first smelled it, I even said up front, I was like, "Whoa, okay, there's some stuff to get into here. It's not just like the one punch. There's some things." So I'm excited to try it. Let's do it. Okay, Aaron, kick us off.
Yeah, right off the bat, a little bit of apple, definitely a little bit lemon. I would say those are the two main flavors that are jumping out to me that I would land on if I was going to name two to start off with. I like Colin.
Yeah, no, I think the apple is a really good call because this wine has a super interesting flavor arc. And the front of the palate, the mid palate, and the back of the palate all kind of bring you different things. So you get that bright lemony citrus up front, but then you get some of the more tropical fruit as it travels across the tongue. But then it kind of like devolves into green fruit. Like you get some of that apple, you get some pear. I think it's a really interesting fruit profile in how it evolves as you're taking a sip.
I agree. I think we need to be very specific here too. You both have said apple, and I agree, but can we highlight the green apple here?
Totally.
Because
100%.
Whoa. And like to me, this whole thing is very green. Like green apple, green grass, like
yes.
That is
funny
because
when I was thinking apple, I was imagining a green apple in my head.
I know you were,
which is funny because it's like not a red apple. But
yeah. Like people might assume, but like we hadn't called it out, and I'm just like, how are these guys not saying green? Because like that, whoa.
No, absolutely. And it's amazing. Has anyone talked about the acidity yet?
I don't think so.
No, we haven't. But
I don't think anyone said it, which is wild to me because as I'm talking and as I'm drinking this, my entire face is getting like tighter and tighter and tighter. Like this is super
for sure
acidic,
100%.
And super dry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with those powers combined, I am so thirsty.
It's funny because I was thinking like, oh, there might be a little softness in here too when we were smelling it. And I was kind of hoping, not getting into a review or anything, of course, but like hoping for a little bit of like maybe like there'd be a honey essence in there. Sometimes you'll find that like a little softening in there. And I don't think that's anywhere to be found in this thing. This is just like crisp in your face.
This is an acid punch straight to the face. I mean, if you're into high acid wines, this is your stereotypical high acid New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. So this definitely hits that marker 100%. And just one other thing I want to mention is the finish. The finish on this wine lasts for a really long time.
Yeah.
And it almost has the same experience on the palate as it does the finish, where it kind of starts citrusy, but then it gets kind of greener with the green apple, and then maybe and pear is honestly the thing that I noticed the longest on the finish. So super interesting.
Yeah. Leave it on your tongue for a long time. Does it start to hurt?
I'm thirsty enough as it is.
Oh, it does. The acidity is screaming. Not even a long time, just a little bit of time. Like, I'm having trouble talking because there's so much acidity. My mouth is just watering, like
for sure,
just intensely watering. So
my tongue is like, whoo,
yeah,
wild.
No.
Acid trip.
Let me have a little water here and try to move us forward. All right. Anything else anybody wants to call out right now, or if not, I think we should go ahead and learn a little something.
Keep it moving.
Let's do it.
Time to drop some knowledge. Wine drops.
All right, so we've been in Marlborough before drinking a Sauv Blanc, but it's been a little while. So let's talk about the basics here for a second. Colin, when people think about Sauv Blanc from Marlborough, what should they expect? And, why does this grape really matter?
Yeah, Sauvignon Blanc is known for being fresh and aromatic. It usually has that bright acidity. Those citrus notes can be grassy sometimes. Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc really accentuates all of that. You get those notes of passion fruit and grapefruit with a really nice, clean, dry finish. And, Sauvignon Blanc, it's one of those grapes that you kind of know what it is as soon as you smell it. There are very few other things that smell exactly like Sauvignon Blanc, especially when it comes to, getting it in your mouth and really tasting it.
And like not at all something that you're intending to sit and think about for a long time. Like it is what it is. It's like a grip it and rip it. You drink it, you enjoy it.
Yeah, I think for the most part that's true. Again, it's one of those things what you're drinking for the most part, but some more complex versions are absolutely something you can sit down and think with. But I think when you think traditional Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, it's just one of those nice, fresh porch poundery type wines.
Yeah.
It's a category we usually put that in.
Sure.
Well, yeah, there's no mystery about it, right? Like people know what they're getting when they get a Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, and like that's what they're looking for. But it's not just Marlborough, right? Like so when you go to that region, you're actually getting something from the Wairau Valley, right? And that's on the coast. So what are we actually looking for when we get something from that area?
Yeah, so Marlborough gets a lot of sunshine and the nights stay cool, which is going to help the grapes fully ripen without losing a lot of that freshness. The acidity is going to stay nice and bright. Being closer to the coast, it keeps it temperate and more moderate, which is going to add that crisp feel to it. So all the weather and the terroir is really pointing towards a nice fresh wine, which is always the style you see. The soils are mostly gravel, which drain really well, which help keep the vine from overproducing, which again is going to add that intensity of flavor, which I think is something that we're seeing on this one.
Yeah. And so I guess that's kind of why, you've got, like we all mentioned the fruit up front when we were smelling it. You've got that essence of it, but it's not heavy. It's not weighted down. It still feels really, really crisp.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the style they go for too, right? Like we've had a bunch of Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc and they've all kind of followed this same style. So definitely what the region's known for and a style they've really hung their hat on.
Nice.
All right, so once again, another region we've discovered in the world. It's not an accident. We've discovered like another spot where it's like cool climate, coastal influence, like perfect soil, and it's just like nailed that refreshing balance that's going to create the style of wine that they want to make in that area. All right, so let's move on to how this style of wine is made. So, Joel, is there anything specific that jumps out to you in this style of production?
Yeah, I think it's what sticks out to me is kind of the lack of over engineering this one in a way, right? Like everything is very intentionally simple. So grapes are picked at night, helps keep them cool and fresh. And from there, goes right into stainless steel. There's no oak, doesn't spend a lot of time sitting around anywhere after fermentation. It's just, it is what it is. And it's a very fast process to get this wine.
Yeah, and what that does is protect those fresh fruity flavors, right? You're not seeing any oak, so you're not adding in those heavy vanilla or other oak flavors. And then, you're moving the wine off of the leaves quickly, so you're not getting any of that creaminess to preserve that freshness and that acidity. We've talked about malolactic fermentation before, that kind of rounds out those green apple acid edges. You're not getting any of that in this one.
It almost reminds me of like the opposite of some other wines. Like every decision here is about keeping it light and refreshing and easy to drink.
Which, can I just say also, like, thank you? I think that's kind of amazing, because there are times where I want to be sitting around thinking about the complexity of things. And even though this is kind of a complex Sauv Blanc that we're drinking today, we've talked about a lot of good stuff. But going into just, Marlborough Sauv Blanc in general, knowing that this is just a wine that just knows what it's trying to do, is trying to be fresh and exciting, I think that's awesome. I love that the winemaking process is specifically designed to do that.
All right, so if you were listening to this episode, we hit some pretty solid tasting notes, I think. But Colin, in general, if someone wanted to know what the usual notes, flavors, taste they would get from a Sauvignon Blanc, like what is the norm that they would expect from a bottle?
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of it in this wine, but you're getting the passion fruit, you're getting the citrus. Lime is one that we didn't mention, but I think very well fits into the whole green fruit thing that we felt going on there. I love that call. And it's usually very refreshing, crisp, with a nice clean finish.
Yeah, like I think what we're saying here and what we've kind of been talking about a lot is Sauv Blanc from New Zealand does a really cool thing where it finds this intersection of being refreshing and crisp without being boring. Like there's enough there to entertain you and talk about, but it's still really crisp and really approachable.
And I think that's like the biggest difference, right? Like between like what makes Sauv Blanc different than Sauv Blanc, right? If you're just getting like an American Sauv Blanc, and like if you're like, well, why am I walking over to the New Zealand aisle at my liquor store different than just any Sauv Blanc aisle? Like you're going to get something like that. That's it. Like you're going to get something that has a different flavor profile that's just a little bit heavier, a little bit more zing to it. There's just a little bit more going on. So with that being said, the most important question: what are you eating with it?
I mean, you're eating seafood with this. I mean, you got some ocean influence, a little bit of minerality. You got that bright acidity. I mean, you compare this with any seafood dish, and that is an absolute home run. So, I don't think you need any other answer than that. I mean, your favorite seafood dish. Bam.
I don't disagree on that one, but I'll tell you where my brain went first was actually like a goat cheese, like a tangy, soft cheese, right? First place my mind was goat cheese. I think that would be awesome with this.
No, I love that. That is a good call.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I think too. And while it does have like these, more interesting flavors that you don't have with like a very basic Sauvignon Blanc, it is still light enough that you could rock it with like some lighter, more delicate foods without it being totally overbearing. Like it isn't a total knockout. Like it's doable. Cool. And of course, like serve it properly chilled. Like you want it cold, go back to our 2020 rule. You still want to take it out of the fridge a little bit, 20 minutes before you serve it. It's a great first bottle for the night. It's not going to fry your palate.
I agree with that.
And as Colin's mentioned, like it's a great porch pounder. Like it's something that everyone's going to be happy with and you're not going to have to overthink it.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough, and rarely have I found one, even at the very low end, that's downright bad. Right? They just kind of make, at the very least, a tasty bottle of wine. So definitely a very cool region for anybody interested in exploring Sauvignon Blanc to check out.
I will say, as a side note, like one thing I have noticed is I think New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, at least stateside, will have a slightly higher, not a crazy higher, but a slightly higher price point than stateside Sauvignon Blanc, obviously, because it's coming from the other side of the planet. And it's just something to think about, that you're going to get like a slightly higher quality product. It's just made a little bit differently, and like don't avoid the bottle. Like, oh well, why am I paying like for the price of your Sauvignon? When it's just Sauvignon Blanc, like it's all the same thing. Like no, you're getting a different thing. Like this is a different thing than American Sauvignon Blanc. So like you're getting a different quality product for a different price, and so that's why you're paying a slightly higher tag on it.
This is like the epitome of being able to give somebody an example of how environment and terroir affect a grape.
Sure.
Right?
Totally.
Like if you have a California
100%.
Sauv Blanc compared to a New Zealand Sauv Blanc, incredibly different. And people love both, but like, my God, completely different experience.
Yep, 100%. Both can be great, but it just gives you something
Sure.
that you can't find in other versions of Sauv Blanc.
Totally agree. All right, so good. I'm glad that we took a moment. We talked about this. Again, saw a lot of things I think that we had picked up on in the wine that we're drinking today, and learned a couple other things that I want to bring as we go back and give this thing one more try and start giving our reviews.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
All right, so listen, reminder, last week, very exciting, we did introduce a new level here. So just as a reminder, obviously we've got our wine fridge, we've got our must shares, we've introduced the solid pour. So again, this is a good wine, really good, worth trying. Not going to maybe change your life, but it's really good. And then our usuals, our casual sipper, our backups, and our drains. So Colin, this is your pick, so I will let you go last. But Aaron, go ahead, kick us off, man. Let me know if there's anything new that you're picking up on this thing and where you're going to put it.
I think the only new thing I'll add is just as the temperature comes down, I always appreciate a wine, especially a white wine, that as the temperature comes down, it still remains really tasty and solid and kind of brings out a few new things, a little more minerality, a little more depth. You know, sometimes when you're drinking white wine and it starts to warm up a little bit, it just starts to fall a little flat and get a little bummed out. And this doesn't have that. And I appreciate that quite a bit. I think that extra rung in the ladder we added is really important. I think this is a really solid pour. I think this is a great New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. I think for $25, it's a solid bottle of wine at that point. I think it's also one of those ones, like, if it was less and it was like kind of had that bargain price at this, it might push it up into that next level of like, wow, this is such a great find that would almost push it up into the must share. But I think at $25, it's a solid pour. It's a good Sauvignon Blanc at that price point. It was something I would definitely grab if I was looking for a Sauvignon Blanc to go with like a seafood dinner. It's something I'll look out for in the future. I think solid pour category for sure. A great example of a strong New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, so I'm going to have to go reluctantly. I think I'm going to have to call this a must share. I'm only reluctant because we're in a battle right here. And I had a feeling Colin was going to pick a good wine.
Fair.
Yeah. I think you did. It's just I'm sitting here. I'm trying to think of another time where I've had this experience of something that is like so big in one way, but it doesn't pull it into a bad place. Like it's so big and it's doing something. It's like taking a big swing, but there's still so much to enjoy. I enjoy the swing and I enjoy other stuff. Like that's what's kicking this. I was kind of between solid pour and must share, and I can't see why I can't call it a must share. So super fun, super enjoyable, and you did good, Colin. All right, go ahead, give us your call here.
You know what? I
Give us
appreciate
your totally unbiased review, Colin.
No, I just want to say, Joel, I appreciate your honesty, because at the end of the day, we're trying to provide a service, and the service is not to beat each other. It is to find great wine with great value for every occasion, and that's what we're trying to do. So that's what really matters at the end of the day. So I appreciate that. The one thing that I'll take from the learning segment is the lime. I love that call, because I think that's totally the citrus note. There is kind of that lemon in there too, but I think that the lime really plays, especially on the finish. I think, I mentioned there was quite a bit of green on the finish. I think the lime really kind of solidifies that group of fruit down there. So, love when we're able to put the learning segment into immediate action. And I think that's what we're able to do with lime here. So super cool. I'm going to call this one of my share. Honestly, I can't remember a time that I've had, it's been a while, I've had a Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc that's been this complex. Honestly, there's just so much going on. And the acid is really nice. It's exactly what you'd expect from a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. The flavors, the finish, I mean, there's just not a lot of dings here, to be honest. Like it's hard to move it out of the must share category. Maybe $25 is a little much, but honestly, I would happily spend $25 for this again.
Yeah.
So, a must share. I would happily show this as an excellent version of what New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc can be. So really cool wine. Try it out if you're interested in trying a great example of New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Now we have to take a moment here to discuss. Let me reel us all back to our challenge this month, which is, well, you might have nailed part of it. Reminder, we're finding the sexiest bottle while also being the best wine. Okay, got to find that intersection. I will go ahead and tell you, I think that you nailed it on finding probably, I'm thinking about my wine next week too. I think you probably have me beat. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Not going to, share anything yet, probably. But I definitely have you beat on the sexiness. And I'm going to say that yours is slightly sexier than Aaron's, but only because Aaron set the bar so low on that front.
I think you guys have terrible taste. We'll let the people decide. People decide.
We will. But I will say it is objectively sexier. Aaron's was literal trees and river.
It's romantic. Romantic.
This wasn't nice.
We weren't going for that.
I think romantic is sexy.
Listen, I think I nailed it.
I'm a nice guy.
We'll let everybody
asked
be the judge.
My wife, I said, do you think this bottle is sexy? And she goes, it's fun. So, I don't know, man.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, fair. But comparatively.
Colin's bottle?
Yeah. She goes, it's fun.
Comparatively, I'm on top right now. I'm on top right now.
That is true, but give it 1 week, baby. Enjoy it while it lasts. It's about
Listener
to get
has no
sexy
idea.
up in here.
The amount of sexy coming next week.
Yeah.
Joel's bottle is something.
Can't promise on the wine, but
something.
it's gonna get sexy.
Let's play our game.
Let's do it. All right. Well, we will give it 1 more week. We'll see what I've got up my sleeve, and then we will crown a champion. But for this episode, I think we've done a lot of good stuff. Let's play a quick game, and then we will get the heck out of here. So today's game, we're going to play, we've played Spellmelier before. Today we're going to play Rapide Spellmelier. We're going to speed it up a little bit. It's going to be fast. It's only 5 questions. We're going to rock and roll. We all have to be on our toes. Aaron, I believe you prepared some words for us, so you can take it away.
All right, so the past couple times we've done this, we played rapid fire. So basically, the way this works is I am going to give a word. As soon as one of them spells it incorrectly, it's immediately going to jump to the next person, and they are going to attempt to spell it correctly. As soon as they mess it up, it's going to jump back, and they are going to rapid fire back and forth until someone spells it correcally, and they will get the point, unless it gets painful, and then I am just going to call it, and neither of them will get it. There'll be a mercy rule, at which point they will get an opportunity to define the word for a bonus point. However, it's going to be tricky today, gentlemen, because inspired by today's wine, all of today's words are New Zealand wine words.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
All right.
They have some tricky words down there.
They got some tricky words and some tricky pronunciation, so I've done some studying out of respect for the culture. So, Joel, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 5. What number am I thinking of?
You're thinking of 4.
I am thinking of 4. Well done.
I knew
All
it.
right.
I was gonna
Do you
say
want to go
4.
first or second?
I would like to go first, please.
All right.
Ooh.
The first word is Manuka.
Manuka. Manuca. Manuka.
Incorrect.
Manuka. Manuka.
That is correct. Would you like to go for a bonus definition?
No, I would not.
Joel, do you want to make something up?
Yes, this is, I believe, the sludge that's left on the bottom of
Manuka is a native New
Oh.
Zealand tree. In wine tasting, Manuka can describe earthy, herbal, or smoky aromatics,
Very
similar
good.
to wild herbs or a forest floor. 1 point to Colin.
All
Colin,
right.
You didn't even let me.
yeah, no. Colin, your word is awatere.
Oh.
Sure, of course, awatere. Who hasn't seen this word before?
Mhm.
Awatere. AWATERR.
Incorrect, Joel.
AWATERE. Awatere.
That is correct. Well done. Gentlemen, doing 100% better than I expected at this point in the game. Joel,
Wow, look at us.
you want to take a shot
Yeah.
finding this
I
word.
think that is a word very similar to terroir. I think it's the impact of the land on the winemaking process.
It is not. Colin, would you like to give it a shot?
I have no idea.
Awatere is a sub-region of
Ah.
Marlborough known for cooler
Okay.
temperatures and wind exposure, producing Sauvignon Blanc that's more herbal, mineral, and savory than the main Warrow Valley.
Okay.
So
Cool. Very good.
So close to where we were today. All right, gentlemen,
Well done.
tied 1-1, which
Mhm.
no one expected.
Mm-mm.
All
Mm-mm.
right,
I sure didn't.
Joel, back to you.
Let's do it.
Your word is Wairarapa.
Wairarapa. W-Y-R.
No,
Okay.
Colin.
WAIRARAPA.
Yeah. Wow. Guys, well done.
Damn, look at us. That's crazy.
My mind
You know
is
what?
blown right now.
Your luck is just, I mean,
That's crazy. That is absolutely
Just-
insane.
well done. Well done. Colin, take a shot at it. What do you think it is? Come on.
Isn't it a region?
It is.
Of-
It is a wine region. Well done.
That's
It is
2
a
points,
cool
baby.
climate wine region at the southern tip of the North Island, best known for Pinot Noir with a savory depth of bright acidity. 2 points to
Damn.
Colin.
Mhm.
Well done.
Rushing it.
That
Mhm.
means Colin currently has 3 points to Joel's 1.
Okay.
Well done.
Fair. Let's do
Colin,
it. It's not over
your
yet,
turn.
baby.
Can be. Right here.
Colin, the word is Ponamu.
Ponamu. P-O-N-A-M-U. Ponamu. Oh,
Joel, back to you.
Punamu. Wait, say it again.
Ponamu.
P-O-N.
No, back to you, Colin.
P-O-U-N-A-M-U.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I did most of the work on that one. God.
Nailed it. I got the U.
Colin's
That's
been
easily the
studying
hardest part.
his New Zealand spelling on the side and hasn't told us. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, if he gets what this is, it's done.
Yeah, sure. That's that would be the New Zealand name for Pinot Noir.
No. No.
Okay.
It's not.
There's a chance.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Joel, you want to take a crack at this?
Punamu.
You get 100 points if you guess this right.
Punamu is a term for the winds that blow across a certain region, cooling the grapes
No, that's wrong.
and having a huge impact
Aaron's totally joking.
on.
What? A type of greenstone sacred to the Maori culture in wine branding or tasting language. It often implies purity, strength, or connection to New Zealand identity.
Well, that's very cool, but I did not know
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Colin is a winner of this lightning round. Colin, we
Hell
now
yeah.
know your secret strength is spelling New Zealand words.
I'm proud of you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Well done.
And that's I'm still undefeated. We tied last round, but I won the round
Damn
before
it.
that. So I am undefeated in the last 3 rounds of Spellmelier.
Okay, well, this is rapide Spellmelier, so you're just 1-0. Okay, don't get too
Okay,
cocky
fair
over
enough, fair
there. Totally new
I'm sorry.
game. No, I'm joking.
Listen, it feels good. It feels good.
It should. You've been doing very well. I'm going to really study up and try to win. You've had a great day today. You brought on a really fun wine, and you won Rapide Spellmelier. I can't believe that.
Thank you. It feels good. It feels good.
It should feel good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, listener. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for doing your thing here. Hope you had a lot of fun, and I hope we see you on the next episode here. And listen, you guys have been going back and forth telling the kids how to talk to us. I'm going to go ahead. I'm running this ship, so I'm going to go ahead and tell the kids at home, listen, Stop Wasting Your Wine on Instagram, YouTube. Go to stopwastingyourwine.com to see what we've been up to. And those are really the big places to hang out. Send us a note. Send us a DM. Let's talk. We're always there hanging out. Thanks. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you again so much. The third installment of the sexiest and best wine bottle coming at you next week. We'll see you then. And in the meantime, just remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.